Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about advanced encryption standard algorithm, that is AES algorithm. This is the advanced of your DES algorithm. Already we discussed about simplified DES algorithm and DES algorithm, isn't it? So these algorithm is used to transfer the data from source to destination in a secured manner. Okay. So what is the advantages of using this algorithm is that here you can that is a large amount of information can be transmitted at a time in a secured manner. If you see your SDES algorithm, at a time you can transfer only 8 bit. Okay. So next one is DES algorithm 64 bits. Okay. So in your that is DES algorithm, you can transfer only 64 bit. In your AES algorithm, you can transfer 188 bits at a time. So here what happens means, if you want to transfer your data from source to destination means, first the message are that is your they are divided into a blocks. Okay. So each block contains a 128 bits. So it is encrypted with your key. Okay. So after that you will get a ciphertext. Then after doing the ciphertext, you will be getting your. Ma'am, can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yeah, I can able.
Okay. Now let's see this advanced encryption standard. So here it is designed by this Damon in Belgium. He developed this algorithm to transfer your information in a secured manner, and he uses the keys in a 128 bit, 192 bit, 256 bit. But in standard, they use a 128 bit. Okay, so plain text will be a 128 bit, and normally they will use only a 128 bit keys will be used over here. So here, rather than a feature cipher technique, they use a iterative method. Okay, so it is designed to why they have designed it means to secure your information from your attack side. Okay, so for that purpose they design, and speed is more rather than that of your DES algorithm or SDS algorithm. So let's see how this AES algorithm works. Okay, so first one, this is the AES structure. Okay, this is the structure of your AES. So in the structure, so first one, this part is your encryption and this part is your decryption. You all know that what is the purpose of your encryption and decryption. Okay, and middle parts, it's nothing but your key generation. So here, as we seen in your last class, okay, so this part is used to generate the key. So here totally you have to generate 10 keys. Okay, so at each and every round you are going to generate a key, so starting from your k0 to k9, so totally 10 keys will be generated over here. So first one, let us see this encryption side. Okay, so first you have a plain text. I said that plain text will be a 128 bit. Okay, so plain text will be a 128 bit. So let us assume that from your key generated, you have generated a key. Let us assume that the first key is a k naught. Okay, so that key k naught is given as an input to your add round key. This will be your first step. So after that, that will be given to your first round. Okay, so that is output of your add round key will be given to your first round. In your first round you'll be having a 4 steps. Okay, so you have to perform a 4 steps. So after completing these 4 steps, the output will be given to your second round. Then after completing a second round, you have to do your that is a third round. It goes on like that till you complete your 9 rounds. The process should be repeated. Okay, so after completing your ninth round, okay, you have to perform your 10th round without your one operation, that is a mix column. Okay, except your mix column, you have to do all the operations. At last you'll be getting your ciphertext. Okay, so this is the outline of the encryption. So if any plain text is given to this algorithm means, so what happens, it will accept the 128-bit plain text, then it will do all these steps. So after completing this one, you will be getting a ciphertext. Okay, then after that, again, if you want to do a decryption means, this ciphertext will be taken as the input. Next, again, you have to reverse all those steps. Finally, you'll be getting a plain text. So this is the outline of a AES structure. So next, we are going to take an example, and we are going to see how each and every steps are processed. Okay, so please, students, listen here. So we are going to take one example. So first, we are going to consider a key generation. Okay, so this part you are going to concentrate. We are going to see this part, that is a key generation. So I'm going to explain first this key generation. So how many keys you have to generate means, you have to generate 10 keys. Okay, so let us see how these 10 keys are generated, how these keys are given to the input to this each and every round. Okay, so now our aim is to generate 10 keys. Okay, so first I will explain how the keys are generated. Next, let us move on to your encryption part. Okay, so first, let us see the key generation. So for your key generation, let us consider an example. I'm going to take a example key as team scorpion 1234. Let us assume that this is a 128-bit key. Okay, so first one, you have to take this team scorpion 1234. So totally you will have a 16 characters. Okay, so each characters will have a 8 bit. Okay, you have to convert that one into 8-bit. So totally you'll be getting a 128-bit. Okay, so now total key size is 128-bit. Okay, now I have taken a example key as team scorpion 1234. So this is your sample key. You have taken this one. Okay, so first let us assume that T, you have to take first character T, and you have to convert that character into a hexadecimal. Let us assume that hexadecimal of your T is 54. Okay, so like this, you have to convert each and every character into a hexadecimal. So after converting that one into a hexadecimal, you will get your transformed information like this. Okay, so this is the transferred key into a hexadecimal. Okay, so now team scorpion 1234, this key is transferred into a hexadecimal. Okay, so now I think you can see this values 54, 45, 41, 4D, 53, 43. It so goes on like this. Okay, so total you'll be getting a 16 characters. Okay, which is transferred into a
Okay.
it is transferred into a hexadecimal. Okay, so after that, what is this is your first step. Okay, so now you got the key, you have to convert that key into a 16 bits. Okay, sorry, you have to convert that one into a hexadecimal. Okay, now let us assume that we converted that one into a hexadecimal. So after converting that into a hexadecimal, what is the next step means, you have to convert that one into a 4 cross 4 matrix, because you have a 16 characters, isn't it? Now you have to convert that 16 characters into a 4 cross 4 matrix. This will be your second step. Okay, so next let us see how this will be converted into a 4 cross 4 matrix. First, you have to take the first 4 characters. What are the first 4 characters? 54, 45, 41, 40D. You take first 4 characters and convert that one into a column. Okay, so in this way you have to convert that one into a column and write that one into a column side. So you'll be getting 54, 45, 41, 4D. Okay, so this is the first column you have written. Like this way you have to convert all other characters into a columns. So you take next 4 characters. Okay, this is your second 4 characters. You have to convert that one into a column. So 53, 43, 4F 52. Okay, so convert that one into a second column. So you'll be getting a second column like this: 53, 43, 4F 52. So next one is third column is this one. Okay, 50, 49, 41. This is your third column, and this is your fourth column. So this is your fourth column. So this is a way you have to construct your 4 cross 4 matrix. Okay, now you got your that is you transferred your 16 characters into a 4 cross 4 matrix. So, and this we call it as a key state, or otherwise this is the first key you have generated, and mark this one as key naught. Okay, so this is the first key. We calculated a k naught key. Listen here. So this is the first key we have calculated, which is the 4 cross 4 matrix. So that key should be given as a input to your add round key. Okay, so now you have to take the add round key. So let us see how you will get the add round key, because add round key you have to get it from your plain text, isn't it? Remember, still now you have generated only one key. That key is nothing but k naught key. Okay, so next one, I repeat it once again. You got a sample key, that is a 128 bits. First step, you have to convert that one into a hexadecimal. So we converted that one into a hexadecimal. Now you got a 16 characters. After that, you have to convert that one into a 4 cross 4 matrix. After converting that one, you'll be getting a first key, that is a k naught. Like this, you have to generate a 10 keys, that is k naught to k9 keys you have to generate. Okay, now we generated only one key. So now after this, you have to generate a 9 keys. So next, let us see how you have to generate other keys, that is a k1 keys. Okay, so you have only k naught key, isn't it? So this is a k naught key we generated from your previous step. Okay, can you listen? Can you see this one? So this is a k naught key we generated. From this k naught key, we are going to generate a k1 key. Let's see how we are going to generate a k1 key. Actually, k1 key, k2 key, all it's nothing but 4 cross 4 matrix. Just you are going to swap your values, and you are going to take your matrix 4 cross 4 matrix. Let's see how we are going to get that values. Okay, first step, let us see the first step of your k1 key generation. So you got a k naught key, isn't it? From your previous example, you have to take the k naught key, and you see the last column. Okay, so you have to see the last column. What is there in your last column? 31, 32, 33, 34. You concentrate on your last column. This is the last column. You concentrate on your last one. You have to take only the last column, and you take the last column, and you have to form the rot word. Okay, so you have to form the rot word. Let us see how you are going to form the rot word. So in order to form the rot word, what you have to do means you have to move this 31, that is your first value. Okay, you have to move the first value 31 to your end. Okay, so you have to move this end, and other you have to move to your topwards. Okay, so that you'll be getting 32, 33, 34, and 31. So after that, final value will be 32, 33, 34, 31. Can you follow this one? So from your k naught key, you have taken, you have to consider the last column. So from your last column, you have to move this 31 towards your end. Okay, then you have to move all other value towards your upwards. When you move this upwards, what will happen means you will get the value as 32, 33, 34, 31. And from your tabular column, you have to see the you have to get your value. Let us see how we are going to get the value in your next slide. Okay, so now you got your 32, isn't it? From your previous slide, you got this value 32, 33, 34, 31. From this one, you have this tabular column. Okay, I will zoom this tabular column. What is the value? This 32, isn't it? You have a 32. From this 32, you have to see the tabular column. So how will you see means 3, you have to see this side. Okay, you have to take this 3, and that is a column is you have to see this 3, and this row you have to see the row you have to see the 3, and column you have to see the 2, and when you corresponding you will be getting a 23. So this 23 will be the answer for your first one, 32. So this is a 32, and you are getting a 23. Can you see this one? 3 and 2. Okay, so and you'll be getting a 23. Okay, like this you have to take it as a 33. So 3, 3, where it coincides the 3, 3. So this is 3, and it coincides with the 3, you are getting a value as C3. Okay, so like this you have to take a C3, and last one is 34, that is 3 4, so you have to take it as a 3 and 4. Okay, you have to coincide 3 and 4, so this is 3, and you have to coincide with 3 and 4, you'll be getting a 18. Okay, so this is the 18 you are getting. Okay, so now listen here, so you have to coincide this 3 and 4, will be getting an 80, and you have to write it this one, and this is the tabular column which is predefined one in your AES algorithm. Okay, like this you have to get all the 4 values. Similarly, next one is 31. For this 31 you'll be getting the 3 and 1, so 3 and 1 will be getting a C and 7. Okay, so like this you have to get all the values from your tabular column, and you have to get your sub byte. Okay, so after getting a sub byte, okay, so now you got the value 23, C3, 18 and C7 from the tabular column by mapping the rows and columns. Okay, so now you got a sub byte, that is the first one. So like this, okay, so now you got the sub byte, that is a 23, C3, 18 and C7, isn't it? So after doing this one, what you have to do means you have to take the first, okay, you have the key state, isn't it? K naught, you have the key state K naught, you have to take the key state. Next you have to XOR with your this value you got, no, that is your 23 C3 18 C7. So you have to XOR, okay, you have to take this one first column, and you have to do your XOR with your 23. Okay, so you have to do with your XOR with your 23. Next you would be getting your after doing this XOR, again you have to do your XOR with your archon. Okay, so this is the archon, which is the predefined table for your key generation in your AES algorithm. Okay, this is also a predefined table which is used in your AES algorithm archon. Okay, so you have to take your first column. Okay, first column you have to take, that is 0 1, you have to consider this one. So what you are doing, you have to take this 54. Okay, this is the first column you have to take. You have to do the OR with your generated sub bytes. Okay, next you have to again do with your resultant value with your with your XOR with your archon, and finally you'll be getting a value as a 76 86 59 84. So now you got your K naught. Okay, this is your K naught, sorry, K1 key. So K1 key is first column. So this is how you generated your first column of your K1. Okay, so next one you have to generate your second column, isn't it? So how you have to generate your second column means you have to take your second column in your key state, this one 50, this particular column, and you have to do your XOR with your previous column which is generated in your K1. So after that you will be getting your, that is the second column of your K2. So see here, so you got your second column of your K2, sorry, K1 second column. So okay, this is a K1. So previous slide we generated your first column. So after generating your first column, you have to do your XOR with your second column. Okay, now after doing that one, you'll be getting your second column in your K1. Okay, so in this way you have to do your third column and your fourth column. So third column you have to do your column 3 and your what you have to do, again you have to do your column 3 with your already generated with your second column of your K1. Okay, so when you do your XOR value with this one, you'll be getting your third column. Okay, now after generating your third column, you have to generate your fourth column of your K1. So how will you generate your fourth column? Again, you have to take your third column of your K1, which should be XORed with your fourth column of your key state. Next, you will be getting your fourth column of your K1. Like this, you have to do your K1. So finally, be getting your K1. Okay. So this is your K1 we generated. Okay. So in this way, you have to generate your K1. So like this is a procedure to generate your K1 key. Like this, you have to generate your K2, K3 till you reach your K9, keys you have to generate by using this archon. Okay, so this is, you have taken your first column for generating your k key one. Okay, so in order to generate your second one, you have to take your second column. In order to generate your third one, you have to take your third column, and it goes on like this. Okay, so this is the procedure of generating the keys. Okay, so finally we'll be generating a keys like this. Okay, at last we generated a 10 keys. Okay, already we generated your first key, k naught key. From k naught key you generated your k1 key. Okay, only your previous key only you can generate your k1 key. Next, from k1 key you have generated your k2 key, and from k2 key you have generated a k33, and it goes on like this. Finally you'll be getting your k10 keys. Okay, so like this way you have to generate your keys, that is a sub key generation. Okay, so these are the procedures you have to follow for your key generation. Okay, so first step, you got your 128-bit key, you converted that one into hexadecimal. Next one, from 16 characters will be converted into 4 cross 4 matrix by transferring it to a columns. Next one, you have generated a key naught. Okay, so this is the first key you have generated. First, k, from your k naught you have to generate your k1. So how will you generate your k1 means, first you have to consider the first last column of your k naught key. Then you have to transfer that one into like this 32, 31, 34, 31. So from after transferring this one, you have to see this one in your tabular column corresponding your rows and columns, and you have to pick the corresponding values. Then you have to generate the sub byte. Okay, so after generating the sub byte, what you have to do, you have to do your XOR with your k naught in order to generate your k1 key. So for each and every column you have to do a XOR value, and you have to generate your sub by sub sorry generate your k1 using your archon. Okay, so this is how you generated your keys. Okay, now you have to generate your, now let us assume that like this you have generated a 10 keys. Okay, right? Okay, next one, what is the thing you have to do means, you have to go for your encryption process. Okay, let us assume that using a 128-bit key, we converted into hexadecimal, we converted that one into a matrix, 4 cross 4 matrix, we generated a k naught. From k naught we generated a k1, and from k1 we generated a 4 cross 4 matrix k2, and it goes on like this till we reach your k10. We generated all keys. Let us assume that one. Okay, now let us assume that we generated all the keys, and our keys are ready. Okay, now our process, what is the next step? Our next step is to do a encryption process, isn't it? Let us see what is the encryption process, how many steps you have to follow in a encryption process. Okay, so for this encryption process you'll be having a 3 rounds. Okay, so what are the 3 rounds means, please listen here. First one is initial round, second one is main round, and third one is final round. Okay, remember this one, we have 3 rounds. First one is initial round, second one is main round, and third one is final round. Let's see what happens in your initial round. Okay, so first one, I'm going to do our initial round. Okay, so first let us take your initial round. Okay, let us see this one in your initial round. You all know that initial round input will be your plain text. Only you are going to do your add round key. So add round key, what you are going to do means, you'll be having a input as your plain text. With that you have to do your XOR with your k naught. Okay, so this cipher key 0 is nothing but your k naught key, which we have generated in which we have generated in your key generation. Okay, isn't it? Do you remember this one? So this is the thing we are going to do in your first step. So first you are going to do your, this step you are going to do. Okay, add round key. So first you have to take the plain text as 128-bit. Then you have to do your add round key with your generated k naught, isn't it? So that is the thing you are going to do it over here. So that happens in your initial round, isn't it? So that we are going to do. So this is nothing but message block is nothing but your plain text. So plain text is your 128-bit. Okay, 128-bit. Remember this one. this also you have to convert into a 4 cross 4 matrix. Okay, so let us assume that we converted that one into 4 cross 4 matrix. Then you have to do your XOR with your K naught to get your uh, another 4 cross 4 matrix. Let us see what happens here. Okay, now you are going to see the, so let us see the second round what happens. So the second one is nothing but your main round. Okay, so this is a very important thing. Okay, inside your main round will be using a 4 steps. So what are the 4 steps means? Sub bytes, shift rows, mix columns, add round keys. So these 4 steps are important and it is a repeated for your 9 rounds. Okay, so this is a main rounds. So after getting a initial value from your initial round, that is after your round, okay, after your add round key, okay, after this one you are going to do the main round, isn't it? So in your main round, what you are going to do? You are going to do a sub bytes, shift rows, mix columns, add round key. So this should be repeated for 9 loops. For each and every loop, you'll be using a different keys. Okay, for your first round, you'll be using a K1 key. For your second round, you'll be using a K2 keys. Till you reach your ninth round, you'll be using a different keys, that is from 1 to 9 keys you'll be using. And in your 10th round you'll be using a 10th key. So what is the difference? The last round means in that last round you will not use your mixed columns. Only this part alone you will not use, other one you'll be using. Okay, so that is the last round. So last round, listen here. So you are going to do your sub bytes, shift rows, add round key. Only thing is that you will not do your mix column. Okay, so this one is missing. So finally you'll be getting a ciphertext which will be in a 128 bit. Okay, so this is the outline of your encryption process. I repeat once again. So you have a 3 rounds. Initial round you'll be using only the add round key. So okay, with your K naught key. So second round will be using a sub byte, shift rows, mix columns, add round keys. This will be repeated for 9 rounds. And in your 10th round, the same thing you are going to do, except you will not do your mix column. Other thing you'll be using in your last round with your 10 key 10. Okay. So finally you'll be getting your last round. Okay. So after this, I'll be explaining each and everything with an example. Okay, please refer this one. So let us assume that you have a message, okay, plain text. Okay, so here I have taken a plain text as message encryption. Okay, so please don't think the y is missing something. It's just I have taken one simple example as a message encryption for your 128 bit. I have taken this example. Actually be having a block of informations, so that is divided into a 128 bit fixed block. Okay, now in this block you have a 128 bit. So in that you are having a message encryption as your plain text. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to convert that one. What is the first step? You have to convert that one into a 4 cross 4 matrix, isn't it? So now, so after converting that one into a hexadecimal, this is your hexadecimal value. Let us assume that it is converted into a hexadecimal. After converting that one into a hexadecimal, what you have to do, you have to convert that one into a 4 cross 4 matrix. So how will you convert that one into a 4 cross 4 matrix? Already we discussed in your key generation, isn't it? So you have to take your first 4 values and you have to convert that one into a columns. Again you have to take your next 4 values, again you have to convert that one into a another second column. Next you take your next 4 values and convert that one into a columns, and last one 4 values, and you have to convert that one into a column. So so that you'll be getting your 4 cross 4 matrix. So this is your first step. You got your message state. Okay, so now you got a message state. So let us assume that let us see the what are the rounds in your that is your what are the things you got your message which is in the form of your 4 cross 4 matrix. Okay, we converted our 168 bit into a 4 cross 4 matrix. So next let's go for your round steps. Okay, so initial rounds, what you have to do, first you have to do your add round key, isn't it? So initially you have to do your initial round. Okay, you got your message blocks, which is in a 4x4. So this is the first step you have done, isn't it? You got your 128 bit and you converted into a 4x4 matrix. Now what is your next step? You have to do your add round key. Let's see how we are going to do your add count key. Okay, so add round key means, so now you converted your bits into that is your 128 bit into a 4x4 matrix. So this is your message text, isn't it? So now you have to take your second k naught. Okay, so this is a key already we generated, isn't it? So by using a key generation, we generated a key naught, and this is the message state we got from your plain text. What you have to do? You have to do your XOR. That is 4D. You have to do your XOR with your 52, so that you'll be getting an answer as 19. Okay. Similarly, 41 should be you have to do your XOR with your 52, so that you'll be getting your result as a 12. Similarly, you have to do your 4E with your 50. Again, you have to do when you do this XOR, you'll be getting answer as 1E. Like this, you have to do your message state should be you have to do your message state and key state with your XOR. When you do this one, you will get your result state. Okay, so like this, you have to do each and everything. Okay, after completing this one, you will get your result state. Can you follow this one? Yes. Okay, so let's move on to your next state. Okay, so now let us see that only we have completed only the initial state of your encryption. Now we completed only the initial state, isn't it? So the only this part is completed. So what you have done, you have taken a 4x4 matrix and you have done your XOR. Okay, you have completed this step. Now after that, we got a 4x4 matrix which is ready for your second thing, that is a main round thing. Okay, so now you have to do this step. Okay, so now you are going to do the main rounds. Okay, now this initial round is ready. Now we are going to do the sub byte, shift rows, mix columns. Again, add round key. Let us see what happens. Okay, so next one is sub bytes. Okay, so sub bytes, we call it as a substitute bytes. Okay, so here you see that is let us consider this is the input. Okay, so what you are going to do means you'll be having a X box. X box is nothing but it's a tablet column. So from that you have to you have to see the rows and columns, and you have to find out the corresponding value, and you have to generate the tabular column. Okay, so this is the input and this is the output. This is the outline block diagram of your substitution bytes. Let's see what happens. Okay, so how we are getting, so let us assume this one round step sub bytes. Okay, so this is the output we got from your initial state, isn't it? So this is the output we got from your initial state. Am I correct? So this is a 1912 1E65. So this is the output you got from your initial state. Now you are going to give input to your main rounds. Okay, so what is the first step? Substitution block is your first step. Now I am going to give this one to as a input to your this one. So now you are going to do your first step, that is a substitution bytes. Okay, so this part you are going to do. So listen carefully. Let's see how we are going to do this substitution bytes. So for the substitution bytes, it's very easy. Okay, so let us consider this 19. So 19, first one you have to see it in a row, and 9 you have to see it in a column. Okay, so 1 is here and 9 is where is the 9? So this is 1 and 9 is this one. Okay, so when you coincide this one, you'll be getting a, what is the answer you're getting? D4. Okay, so 1 and 9 from your tabular column you are getting a D4, isn't it? So you have to write the D4 like this. Like this way you have to take each and every value, and from your predefined tabular column you have to find out the corresponding value and you have to fill this one. So after doing this one, you'll be getting your output of your substitution byte will be like this. Okay, so now we completed your in your main rounds order, first steps has been completed. Okay, so what is this first step on your main round? That is a substitution byte. So that one is completed. So in this way, you have to complete all the cells. Okay, so let us assume that we completed this one. Okay, see here, let us assume this one 0 0. Okay, so for the 0 0, how will you see the 0 0 0 row and 0 column? What is the 0 row and 0 column? 0 row 0 column is 63, isn't it? So like this, you have to fill your all your cells in your matrix. Let us assume that we completed this one. After that, what happens? You got this one as the output. Next, what is the next step after substitution byte? What is the next step? What is the next step of this one? After your substitution bytes, you have to do your shift row. Let's see how you have to do the shift row. Shift row means, listen here. So this is the input. Okay, so what you have to do? So you have to you have to take your first value and you have to move to your end, and you have to shift your last value towards your forward. So let us assume this one as your example. For this example, have to move this 81 to your last end. Okay, and you have to move your 91 to a forward, and your 4a to your 4d should be a forward, and f2 should be shifted like this, so that you'll be getting your answer in this way. Okay, sorry. So for once again, so you have to write this 87. You have to leave this first one as it is. You should not change this one. You have to write this one as it is. Okay, you have to take only the second row. Okay, so for the second row, what you have to do? You have to change your EC towards your last end. Okay, so EC is towards your last end. So here you'll be getting your EC. Next one, you have to move your 90 towards your forward, and 4C towards the forward, and 6C should be shifted forward. So you'll be getting a 6C, 4C, and 90. Okay, so in this way, you have to do your second row, third row, and fourth row. Okay, only the first row you have to keep it like this. See, your first row you should not do anything. You have to keep this one as it is. Only you have to do a shift row. Only it is applicable only for your second, third, and fourth. Okay, so finally you'll be getting this answer. Okay, so like this. Okay, let us consider we have taken your before shifted row, you got the value like this. So after shifting a row, you'll be getting a value like this. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, we have taken this D4, isn't it? So this is the thing which is the input to your shift rows. You have to take this one to your input to your shift rows. So after doing this one, you'll be getting an answer this one. So this is your answer. Okay, and your last step is that you have to do your mix column. Okay, let's see what happens in your mix column. So this is the last step of your each and every round. Okay, so what happens in a mixed round means, so this is a mixed round. So you have to take your this value. Okay, so you consider the first column, that is a D4, F2, 7D, D8. You have to consider this column. Okay, so D4, F2, 7D, and D4, and you have to multiply with your column matrix. So this is also a predefined one. So you have to multiply with your this one. Okay, and you'll be getting a new value was 1976 A947. Okay, similarly you have to do it for your C9. That is a second column. This is a second column, third column, and fourth column. Okay, so you have to do it like this. So this is listen here, and one more thing, while multiplying this one. Okay, so like this you will do multiplication, isn't it? Two dot, you have to do a dot operator. 2 into 2 dot D4. Next one, this is not a addition. You should not do a addition operation. Instead of that, you have to do a XOR. So this is a dot product, and this is a XOR you have to do. Okay, so 2 dot D4 XOR. Next one, 3 dot F2. Next one is XOR. Next one, F dot 7D. Next XOR 1.d4, sorry, d8. Okay, so when you complete this first row means you'll be getting a value. Okay, this one d naught. Okay, so we're getting a d naught. So this is your d naught, that is 19 is a d naught. Like this you have to do it for your everything. Okay, so that you'll be getting your d0, d1, d2, d3. So you'll be getting a 19, 76, a9, 47. Like this you have to do it for each and everything. Okay, so after completing this one you will have a mixed columns. Okay, so now let us assume that mixed columns is completed. So after completing this mixed columns, so what happens here? So now we completed a mixed columns. So main rounds gets over. So we completed our initial rounds, isn't it? And next one is main rounds. It's also over. So for your main rounds, okay, this one is for your main rounds. In your subbytes, shift row is over and mixed column is also over. And last thing of your main rounds is that only thing you have to do is that add round key should be with your XOR with your. Now only you have to use your generator K1 key for your first round, isn't it? So last one is that add round key you have to do. So how will you do this one means you have to do with your XOR. Already we have done this one for your K naught key, isn't it? This we have completed in your initial round. The same thing you have to do it for your add round key, that is your round one. Okay, so listen here. So this is your last step in your first round, that is your add round key. So this part is after completing this one you have to take it as an input. Okay, so this is the input to your add round key. And what is this one? Can you guess what is this one? So this is a K1 key. Okay, so this is a K1 key. This is the output of your mix column. So this is the output of a mix column, and this is a K1 key. You have to do your XOR and you will be generating a output of your 4 cross 4 matrix. So remember, till now we completed only one round. Okay, only one round of your main part gets over. Okay, so how many rounds you have to do? So we completed only one round. Okay, remaining you have a 9 rounds you have. Okay, so sorry, 8 rounds it's remaining. Okay, you have to complete other rounds. Okay, so you have to use the other cipher keys. You have to complete thing. So the loop should be repeated for 9 times. Okay, lastly you be having a last round. Okay, so last round again you have to repeat this main process only. The thing is that here you will not do the mixed columns. Okay, other things are common. So after doing that one only you'll be getting a ciphertext. So at last you'll be getting a ciphertext which is in the form of a 4 cross 4 matrix. That one should be converted into a 128 bit. Okay, so this is the encryption process. Okay, so encryption process you have to do these 3 steps. So each and every step you have to do the several operations. So after completing these operations only you'll be getting your final step. Okay, that is a final ciphertext. Okay, so next one, what happens after getting a ciphertext? The same thing you have to do it for your decryption, but that one will be in your that is a reverse process. Okay, so this is a decryption side. So this reverse process you have to do in order to get your plain text. Okay, so this is the overview of your AES structure. So you have what are the things you have to remember means here you have taken a 168-bit plain text. Similarly, 168-bit key, you have to generate 10 keys and you have to do your encryption using these many rounds. Similarly, decryption also you have to do your 10 rounds in order to get your plain text. Okay, so within this we end our today's class. So any doubt in this? So do you have any doubt, ma? Yes. So if you have any doubt, please put it in the chat.